evening, everyone. On behalf of the entire staff of Beech Motor Speedway and the Cusack family, it's my pleasure to welcome you to Maine's oldest continually operating family-owned speedway. My name is Bruce Eldy, a race commentator, and tonight, the Forest City Chevrolet Company from Portland, Maine will be sponsoring the Super Sportsman 50-lapper. The number 50 and the number 10 is driven by rookie Charlie Roussel. 15 laps on tap for heat number 1 in the limited sportsman division. 12 cars to qualify for the main event. The rest will likely have to do it via the consolation. Assistant starter Junior Niles atop the flag stand for heat number 1 gives the drivers the all clear as they stage on the backstretch. We look for a start at turn number 4. Jeff Severance, Jackie Roussel. Flagman says hold it even. Green is out. Jeff Severance from the pole. Slight advantage. Roussel on the outside. Robert Bodwell in third. The number 49 slides to fourth. Ron Smith tonight in the number 49. Robert Bodwell trying to make room up the inside as he works beneath the 19 of Roussel. Roussel gets the car a little sideways. Has to back out of it. And with it, Ron Smith is up to challenge Bodwell for the second position. Remember, 12 cars to qualify for the main event. Jeff Severance, rookie in the number 28, continues to show the way. Ron Smith now. Hard charge on the outside, trying to find a way out and around Robert Bodwell in the 56. Right now, the last qualifier would be the 0. Yellow flag is out. Cars will come under caution due to the number 9 of Mike Grant. Unable to avoid the 9 is the number 43, Scott Connor. Mike Grant able to drive away from that flat tire on the right rear. Have to hope the damage isn't too severe this early in the evening for both Mike Grant and Scott Connor. And Smith bring it out of turn 4. Green is out again. Mike Grant from the back of the pack is alert, gets it underway, and he is trying to squeeze it back down in. Takes about half the pack in the first half lap. So Mike Grant trying to recover from that mishap is on the move and already up into a qualifying position. Ron Smith shows the way in the number 49. Jeff Severance is second. Robert Bodwell in the number 56 third. Rookie Ryan Shepard is fourth. And Wayne Poland rounds out the top 5. Donnie Whitten out of the pit area. Cars tangle on the backstretch. 19 of Jackie Roussel gets sideways all the way through turns 3 to turn 4. Definite handling problem on the 19, shredding a tire evidently, and he'll have to take the 19 on a pit road. Unofficially, the 67, I believe, would be the last qualifier at this moment. Top 5 remains the same. Ron Smith in the 49, Jeff Severance in the number 28. Third place, Robert Bodwell. Fourth, Ryan Shepard. And in fifth place, Wayne Poland in the 79. Flagman indicates they'll be approaching the halfway mark. 8 down and 7 to go. Robert Bodwell on the move into second place. Last qualifying position between the 67 and the 82. Smith continues to hold about a 3-car length lead over Bodwell. Ryan Shepard up to third, Wayne Poland to fourth, as Severance slips to the 5th place position. Alan Burby has come all the way from last to the 6th place position. Then comes Wayne Whitten in the 0, holding down position number 7. battle continues to be waged for that last qualifying position. Right now it is Larry Vos in the 67. Donnie Whitt trying to get up and grab that last available position for the main event as he goes to the outside of Larry Vos now. Donnie Whitten on the move, draws it even on the backstretch, works himself out and around Larry Vos. So now Donnie Whitten in the number 83, unofficially would be the last qualifier. Flagman Junior Niles indicates just 2 to go next time by. They are in their last lap. Bodwell trying to close it up on Ron Smith. Bodwell once again draws it right up to the back, but is not going to be able to challenge Ron Smith under the checkered flag, followed by Robert Bodwell, Ryan Shepard, Wayne Poland, and Jeff Severance, your top 5. Down at the start-finish line area, the winner of heat number 1 in the limited sportsman ranks, Ron Smith in the number 49. Ward in the number 80, and to his outside, the 114 and Ron Cosentino. Also on the back row of that lineup, Jeff Salibi in the number 40. Flagman Eddie Welch gives the drivers the all clear as they work down the backstretch to turn number 3. Jimmy Emerson, Tim Maloney in the field to turn 4. Green is out. Jimmy Emerson from the inside in the subway number 2. Tim Maloney working hard to the outside, but here comes Willie Elliott up to draw it even for position 2. Side-by-side battle, right straight back from position 2. Willie Elliott now takes a look beneath the number 2. No room, gets out and bumps with Tim Maloney. They continue to go at it side by side. Elliott looking for racing room right on the back bumper of the number 2 of Emerson. Second time, as far as we know, for Willie Elliott behind the wheel of the Ron Moody number 08. And he looks like he is momentarily boxed in and is looking for racing room. Takes a look to the outside as they work down into turn number 3. Willie Elliott, former modified and late model sportsman hot shoe in the 08. Looks like he's, oh, Steve Wilson gets the car. Hard hit Lloyd Washburn into the tire barrier. And that will put the cars under caution. Safety crew to the 04. He appears to be unbuckling the belts. We'll give you a word from the safety crew just as soon as we have it. Word from turn 1 and the number 4, the driver says he is okay. Word from the safety crew, they're talking with Lloyd Washburn and the number 4. Out of the car now, nice round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Lloyd Washburn took a hard hit into the tire barrier. Rookie this year, up from the limited sportsman division, doing a fine job in this number 4, and kind of a victim of circumstance there. But you're giving the super sportsman drivers the all clear. Jimmy Emerson, Willie Elliott. Flagman says hold it even, and they're all strung out. Green is out. Jimmy Emerson sets the pace from the pole. Danny Palmer and Willie Elliott go at it side by side for second. Here comes Willie Elliott on the outside, trying to mount a challenge to Emerson. They go at it wheel to wheel out of turn 4. Little sideways on both cars. Elliott with a bumper ahead down into turn number 1. Emerson back side by side on the backstretch. Jimmy Emerson in the 2, Willie Elliott in the 08. Coming to the halfway point. 5 down, 5 to go. Jimmy Emerson continuing to hold off. Hard charging Willie Elliott in the 08. Danny Palmer just wondering who's going to go first. Jimmy Emerson from the inside with the advantage as Elliott slips just a little bit on the outside. Danny Palmer looks to get beneath the 08 if he can, and he does. Out of turn 2, Danny Palmer up to challenge Elliott. Ed Strong sitting in 4th. Ron Cosentino in the 114 is 5th. Race is for second. Danny Palmer tries to draw it even once again, but it continues to be Willie Elliott. Here comes Palmer again, but Elliott with the power from the outside hangs on to the runner-up position. Coming to the white flag lap, Jimmy Emerson puts a little distance now on Elliott. Under the white flag, 1 to go. Jimmy Emerson looking for his first qualifying win of the 92 season. We'll see the checkered flag fly. Jimmy Emerson nails the first qualifier for the Super Sportsman, followed by Willie Elliott, Danny Palmer, Phil Weeks, and Ed Strong. First qualifier in the Super Sportsman goes to the driver, the number 2, Jimmy Emerson from Windham, Maine. Definitely a Super Sportsman to keep an eye on in the upcoming 50-lapper later on this evening. Outside, rookie Craig. Row 5 to the inside. Rookie Tom Bragg in the number 48. Also scheduled to start in this first qualifier should be Carl Lattamy. And trying his American-Canadian Tour car tonight on the back end of heat number 1, Jeff Stevens in the number 44. Flagman Eddie Welch gives them the all clear as they stage on the backstretch. Points to turn number 4, Tim Land, Mike Mayetta Jr. Side by side at turn 4. Green is out. Slight advantage Mayetta from the outside, but Tim Land right back hard up the inside. They go at it even down the backstretch. Mayetta with the advantage as he goes deeper into turn number 3. Land draws it hard up the inside and leaves lap number 1. Barry Babb right up to the back bumper of the number 16. He's up to challenge young Mayetta for that runner-up position. Barry Babb, already a feature winner here in 1992. Young Mayetta sideways down across the stripe, has to back out of it just a little bit. So does Bobby Libby and Gary Johnson. They handle what could have been a sideways situation. Meanwhile, back up front, Tim Land now has a mirror full of Barry Babb. Babb brothers go 2 and 3. Then comes Scott Watts in position number 4. Bobby Libby rounds out the top 5. Gary Johnson, something. Let's go on the car, and he turns it around backwards, down off over turn number 4. Trying to refire the car, and he finally does. We stay green at the halfway mark. 5 down, 5 to go. Barry Babb now pressuring the outside. Gets a little high, loses a little ground, right back to the rear bumper of the number 16 out of turn number 2 and on the backstretch. Continues to be Tim Land in the 16. Barry Babb in the 0 as they have broken away just a bit. Bobby Babb in the number 4, Scott Watts in the F80, Bobby Libby in the 34, Mike Mayetta Jr. in the number 3. Bobby Libby gets a little squirrely, and that allows the number 3 up into the top 5. Just 2 to go this time by. Under the white flag, 1 lap to go. Tim Land with an impressive run of the number 16 tonight. He will see the checkered flag fly as he exits turn 4. Tim Land turning the track at just over 15.5 seconds. Excellent time. Young man who is a steadily improving late model sportsman driver. Suffered a rather serious crash. No harm to the driver, but a lot of damage to the car. Early on in the season, the crew did a great job, and now coasting down into the victory lane area. Winner of heat number 1 in the late models, Tim Land in the Tidewater, number 16. 111 is driven by Pee Wee Knight, the 94, Dennis Hall. Dave Langless in the number 93. Rookie Steve Berry in the number 7, already a feature winner in this young 1992 season. Gordon Nelson in the number 61, Rob Herrick in the 86, Bob Doak behind the wheel the number 33, Danny Bubar in the 24, Dave Fecto in the 78, and defending champion and current point leader, Larry Gelinas in the number 37. Flagman Eddie Walsh gives the drivers the all clear as they work down the backstretch. Armsmeyer, Keith Lovejoy will bring the field to a start out of turn number 4. Green is out. Lovejoy gets it way out wide. Advantage up the inside. Meyer. Now Lovejoy is back to challenge Jim Burton. About a half-car length advantage for that second place position to Lovejoy from the outside. Rookie has been impressive in the 03, and he does a nice job after going wide on the start, getting it back up into that second place position. The battle is for third now. Jim Burton, the 17, Ken McLeod in the number 30. They go at it side by side. Lovejoy continues to have a bit of a problem coming out of turn 4, getting a little too wide. Tim Gendron, Jeff Morgan, side by side back at position number 5. While all that side by side battling goes on, Hans Meyer has the point to himself. Last qualifier appears to be the 61 right now. Kurt Bean on pit road with the number 42. So some early problems on the number 42. Tough break for Kurt Bean. Remember, only 12 cars to qualify. So you have a lot of the high point men sitting back there outside a qualifying position. Continues to be the number 61, your last qualifying. Problems on the Jeff Morgan car. One of the strong running limited sportsmen appears to be headed toward pit road. Jeff Morgan in the number 70. Most of the high point men still sitting back there toward the end of this qualifying heat. Hans Meyer with a comfortable lead. Then comes Keith Lovejoy. Jim Burton and Ken McLeod continue to go at it side by side for position number 3. And Tim Gendron rounds out the top 5, coming to the halfway point. 8 down, 7 laps to go. Last qualifying is at about where the 111 is. 111, Pee Wee Knight, Dennis Quinn in the 06. Top point men back from there, sitting outside of qualifying. Some of the real hot shoes in this limited sportsman division, like Dave Fecto and point leader Larry Gelinas. Keep your eyes on those back few cars because they are definitely going to try to get up into a qualifying position. young Steve Berry, the rookie sensation, in the number 7, also sitting outside of qualifying. Still appears to be the 111 holding down that last available position for the main event from this heat race. Lovejoy appears to be reeling in race leader Hans Meyer. Little by little, he has closed the gap. Got out of that side-by-side battle with Ken McLeod. The top 3 now have simply broken away from the rest of the pack. Billy Thompson racing between cars, trying to make his way up through. Goes at it wheel to wheel with Dennis Hall in the 94. Both have grabbed feature events. Very competitive limited sportsman division. We have yet to have a repeat winner in the limited sportsman main event. Out of turn 4, they see the white flag in the air. 1 lap to go. Ken McLeod now making a bid to the outside of Lovejoy. Checkered flag in the air. Hans Meyer, Keith Lovejoy, Ken McLeod, Tim Jedrin, and Mike Field, your top 5. Most of the top point men outside of qualifying unofficially appeared to be the 78, but right now down at the Victory Lane area, winner of heat number 2 in the limited sportsman division, rookie Hans Meyer. The number 7. Current point leader, Kevin Durgan. Kevin Durgan coming into this weekend, 4 feature wins. Combination of what he's done here at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway, capturing a 100-lapper in the super sportsman division, capturing 3 main events at the Wiscasset Speedway, so he is definitely on a roll. That was after something like 7 second-place finishes. Talked to Kevin Durgan earlier in the evening, and he said, now I'd like to get 7 first-place finishes, so he feels that he's on a roll, and the car's going great, so that number 7 is definitely a car to watch. Flagman Eddie Walsh gives the drivers the all clear as they glance to the flag stand. We look for a start out of turn number 4. Dave Sprague in the number 1, Dave Bath in the number 5 at the head of the pack. At turn 4, green is out. Dave Bath from the outside puts a bumper ahead as they race down to the 1 turn, but Sprague right hard on it up the inside. They go at it side by side down into turn number 3. Sprague to the inside, Bath to the outside. This time Sprague with the advantage from the inside as he squeezes the car ahead. Pelton right up the inside, trying to mount a challenge to race leader. Not quite enough room. Pelton just waiting for Sprague to go a little wide, squeezes it under the number 1. Here comes Pelton. Pelton right up the inside to take over the lead. Steve Howard on the move now as he tries to get beneath Sprague's number 1. Barely enough room, but the inside groove is working well. And now Steve Howard up in his position number 2. Here comes Chris Rule. Tangle in turn number 2. Spike Mattatall and Kevin Durgan. As they get hooked together, hit as though their bumpers were hooked. And Spike Mattatall facing the wrong way, heads on a pit road, perhaps. Tire got hooked, perhaps a flat tire on the Spike Mattatall machine, the 89 on pit road. In a tough way to start the evenings early as these are the high point men in the super sportsman division. Blackman says, okay, we'll try it once again. Let's do it even this time. At turn 4, green is out. Pelton from the inside. Sprague trying to get up and mount a challenge to Steve Howard for that second place position. Chris Rule on the move on the outside. They'll be approaching the halfway mark. It will be 5 down, 5 to go as they cross the stripe this time. Bubba Pelton in the 27, Dave Sprague. Then comes Chris Rule, Dave Bath, and Steve Howard. Howard continues to be hung on the outside. Russ Johnson trying to get up there and shut down that inside groove and keep Howard to the outside. Looks like he's going to be able to do just that now. Chris Rule makes a move to the outside. Sets it to the outside of Dave Sprague's number 1. Tries to draw it even, and he does at turn 3. Almost even, that is. At turn 4, Chris Rule on the move. Rule already a 2-time feature winner in the number 14. Gets about 3/4 of the car by as they get to turn number 3. Sprague trying to hang in there. Unable to hold off Chris Rule, the number 14, as Chris Rule works himself up into the runner-up position. Now tries to reel in Pelton's number 27. White flag is out, 1 lap to go. Chris Rule just 3/4 of a lap now to find a way around the number 27. Right up to the back bumper as they get into turn number 3. Rule gonna stay down low. Yes, he is. That will mean Pelton will take it to the line, followed by Rule, Sprague, Dave Bath. And the leaderboard shows the number 7 and Kevin Durgan in the 5th place position. Little sample of what's coming up in that 50-lapper later on this evening. The Super Sportsman division growing at a rapid rate. More and more competitive cars. Winner of heat number 2 down at the Victory Lane area, Richard Bubba Pelton in the number 27. Row 4 to the inside, Andy Luz in the number 56. And to his outside from Sanford, a 4-time champion here at the Speedway, Bobby Randall in the 91. Back row to current point leader in the number 33, Mike Johnson. And to his outside, in the number 18 from Seabrook, New Hampshire, Carl Lattamy. Lattamy was scheduled for heat number 1, but evidently problems on the car, and that's why he is in heat number 2. That is the number 18 car. Transferred over from heat number 1 to the back of heat 2. Out of turn 4, green is out. Kosovo with a powerful move from the outside, jumps into a quick lead, and that drops Cusack back to battle with Pete Rondo for the runner-up position. Rondo now with a hard surge on the outside, puts a fender ahead. Outside groove working for Pete Rondo. Mike Mayetta right on his bumper. Randall's going to follow him down the backstretch. Usually it's the inside groove that appears to be the advantage, but not tonight for the late models, as the outside groove seems to get the bite. Lattamy gets the number 18 turned about. He stays under power. We stay green. Battle is for second. Pete Rondo to the inside and Mike Mayetta to the outside. Mayetta turning some real quick time in practice earlier this evening. Working hard now to the outside of Pete Rondo. Side-by-side battle for the runner-up position. Rondo, after a year away from the Beech Motor Speedway, a fine addition to the late model ranks. Former modified and late model sportsman driver here at the Speedway. Halfway point, 5 down, 5 to go. Rondo not going to give it up. Looked for a moment as though Mike Mayetta from the outside was going to just blow by, but Rondo's not going to let go as he continues to work hard on the inside to hold it even with Mayetta. Mike Mayetta about a half car length ahead as they cross the stripe, but Rondo right back hard up the inside. This time into turn 3, Mike Mayetta squeezes the 13 by, gets that second position to himself. Rondo still trying to get up on the inside. At turn 1, he gets beneath the 13, can't quite stay there that time. Blackman says 2 to go. Here comes Mike Johnson up the inside. Some of the very best late models anywhere in the Northeast. You're looking at him right here in heat number 2, the high point man of the Beech Ridge late model ranks. White flag out, 1 lap to go. Pete Rondo back up under Mike Mayetta. Just not going to give it up. Trying to take over that second position. Has drawn it even with Mike Mayetta. Checkered flag is out. The battle for second. Rondo back up the inside. Grabs second over Mayetta. Third. Mike Johnson is fourth. And Bobby Randall rounds out the top 5. Wow. Little sample of what's coming up when the late models are back for their feature event. But a fine run by Gary Pulsford in the number 41 out of Gray, Maine, as he brings the 41 back down to the start-finish line area. Nice round of applause. Gary Pulsford, fine run. The Body Shop, number 41, also sponsored by the Kennison Company. All clear from Junior Niles. Donnie Morse and Danny McGrath at turn number 4. Green is out. Donnie Morse from the inside. Semi-feature, not where you usually see Donnie Morse. And he may very well run away with this thing. I'm sure that's exactly what he has in mind. Morse quickly out to a 5 or 6 car length lead over the 65 of Kevin O'Rourke. Then comes Rick Libby in the 77, Rod Hughes in the number 57, and Gene Theriault rounds out your top 5. Another strong running car making his way up from the back of the pack. That's the 99 and Jim Colbert Jr. Colbert out there in the 3rd groove, trying to find a way out and around rookie Jim Shaw in the 16. That 3rd groove can have a way of disappearing awfully fast. It's rather tricky to get out there and run at race speed. So when you see a driver able to do that, you know that not only is he a pretty good shoe, but also he's got a pretty good car under him. Donnie Morse shows the way, continues to put distance on the number 65 and Kevin O'Rourke. Continues to be Rick Libby in the 3rd place position. Rod Hughes in 4th, and now Ed Gallant in the 13 rounds out your top 5. Battle for 6. Scott Chapman gets beneath the 41 of Theriault, takes over position 6. Then comes Paul Holstrom. Caution on the field as we have a car at the top of turn number 4. That is the 41 and Gene Theriault as he gets it turned about. Unable to get it refired before that caution flag is controlling things. But right now, limited Sportsman semi-feature. Ready to get back to green flag racing. Flagman points to turn 4. Green is out. Donnie Morse once again from the inside, and now things have tightened up as Ricky Libby gets up to challenge Kevin O'Rourke in the number 65. We have a spin down at the bottom of turns between turn 1 and 2. I believe that's the 92. That would be the end of that. And the yellow flag will fly as he was kind of slow to get that thing off the track. Perhaps just moved it ahead on the starter. Looked as though he got it refired, but then he does. Rookie Jim Shaw in the number 16 as he has to bow out of this semi-feature event. Flagman asked the drivers to slow it down, keep it even. Green is out. Donnie Morris once again able to jump back into a quick lead. Libby up the inside to challenge for that second place position. Rick Libby takes over the second place position. Now the battle is for third as Ed Gallant gets, Libby gets it turned about. We get all sorts of spinning action there in turn number 4, but 2 rather, but everybody gets underway. Donnie Morris with things all to himself up front. And then Paul Holstrom. But on the move, Jim Culprit Jr. in the 99. Starter indicates just 2 laps to go this time by. Donnie Morris continues to show the way, followed by Rick Libby. Paul Holstrom, the number 99, and Jim Culprit. White flag out, 1 lap to go. Checkered flag out as Donnie Morris captures the semi-feature, followed by Ricky Libby, Paul Holstrom, Jim Culprit, and Scott Chapman. That's out the top 5. The start-finish line, the winner of tonight's Limited Sportsman semi-feature from Wyndham, Maine, Donnie Morris. In the number 7, the 53 is driven by Don Miner. The 24, Danny Bouvard. The 19 is driven by Jackie Roussel. Jeff Morgan in the number 70, and Kurt Bean in the number 42. And also Scott Connor in the number 43. Eight positions available for the main event. We look for a start out of turn 4, and we have it. Jim Burt with a slight advantage, but Al Meserve right back, hard up the inside, takes it over between positions, turn in 3. 2 and 2. At on the move on the outside, Larry Jelinas. Defending champion and current point leader, Larry Jelinas in the number 37, trying to put it out to the point. He's right out against the wall on the backstretch. Has to back out of it just a little bit. Tango between turns 3 and 4. We have 2 cars up against the safety barrier there. One is the 7 of young Steve Berry, unable to get the number on the other car. It is the 17 of Jim Burt. Both cars now back underway, but not until the caution flag is on the field. The main event. Danny Boulbar gets it back, but he is going to have to make up a lot of ground. Finds himself just about a half lap behind. Green is out. Al Meserve on the inside, Larry Gelinas on the outside. Slight advantage, Gelinas from the outside in the number 37. Larry Gelinas right out in the third groove, showing why he's the defending champion in this division. A fine run from the third groove. On the move, Rob Herrick in the 86. Rob Herrick, already a feature winner this year in this limited sportsman division. Dennis Quinn trying to put some pressure to the back of the 37. Herrick continues his charge to the front as he works to the outside of the 08 of Al Meserve. Chuck Willoughby way wide for number 82. Last qualifier at the moment would be the number 7, Steve Berry Jr. So a fine recovery by the rookie. The number 82 and Chuck Willoughby gets bumped around as he finds himself facing in the wrong direction, right into the exit of the infield pit road. He's back under power. Flagman in, a tangle right here down into turn number 1. Donnie Whitten and Charlie Roussel get the cars turned about. Whitten unable to refire the 83. It appeared that he did not go in too hard, but going to get right out of the car and evidently unable to refire. Not the way he wanted to end his evening, but this was the last chance to qualify for the main event. Flagman says, okay, we're ready to try it again. Yes, 7 laps down at turn 4. Green is out. Larry Gelinas shows the way from the point, and Dennis Quinn slips right back on the inside. Going to challenge up the inside now as he tries to get beneath the 37. Can't quite do it. Rob Herrick to 3rd. Kurt Bean is 4th. Here comes young Steve Berry up to challenge for the 5th place position at the halfway mark. Something has gone amiss on the number 7. Car has gone out of time, so something must have either got shaken out of place. Seems to clear out. Costly breakdown there for the number 7, but it's back underway. The rookie trying to get back up to that top 5. Last qualifier would be Jim Burt in the number 17 if things ended right now. Young Steve Berry works beneath Danny Boulbar, and this boy is just a rookie. The battle is for position number 5. You have the rookie in the number 7. The veteran, Danny Boulbar, in the number 24. Both have grabbed feature events. And young Steve Berry has been some impressive. This number 7, he's up from the Wildcat division. And you've seen a little sample of the kind of driver he is. Flagman indicates just 2 to go this time by. Larry Gelinas, Dennis Quinn, Rob Herrick, Kurt Bean, and Steve Berry in top 5. Now into the white flag lap. Dennis Quinn tightened it right up on the number 37. Now Larry Gelinas is able to put a little distance between his rear bumper and Quinn's front bumper. Checkered flag is out. Larry Gelinas, Dennis Quinn, Rob Herrick, Kurt Dean and Steve Berry in the top 5 for tonight's limited Sportsman consolation event. Unofficially, the last qualifier, Jim Burt in the number 17, holding down the 8th place position. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to intermission time. Chance to get up and stretch. Visit the concession areas if you wish. Remember, the trackside lounge is directly off turn 4.
We'll take a moment tonight to talk with one of our drivers that you'll be watching in the competition a little bit later on, and you've already watched him tonight. He is currently ranked 2nd in points in the limited Sportsman point standings, and that's where he finished overall last year. He's one of those drivers riding on the verge of a championship title, so we'll talk with him and get his thoughts at this moment. Would you please welcome forward from Standish, Maine, Dave Fecto. It's good to see you tonight, Dave. You look rather relaxed and look like you're just having a good time out here tonight.
Yeah, we are. Tonight, we had kind of have a rough day. We had to put a new motor in the car. We lost it last night up to Wiscasset, so we've had a pretty rough day, but things seem to be going pretty good right now.
What kind of hours have you put in? You said last night you ran at Wiscasset, lost the motor in the car. What happens to you and a crew overnight? Do you work on it all night? Is it just a day job?
We try to get a good night's rest, well, partial night's rest anyways. Then we usually get on the car fairly as early as possible and kind of work during the daylight hours.
You've been running at Wiscasset some last year, a lot this year as well. What's the purpose of running at another track on a Friday night? Are you up there for money, for championship titles, for fun? What is it?
Well, basically we just start out the year going up just, you know, to have a good time, running a little different track, running different setups, just trying to get to know the car a little bit better. If things go good and we run decent in the points, we try to keep the points in the back of our mind, but so far last year and this year we're doing well at both tracks, so we try to keep doing well and see what happens.
Don't you worry when you head there on a Friday night knowing in less than 24 hours you'll be back competing for what you consider your home track and trying for a championship title here? Don't you worry that it'll sustain damage that's irreparable in a 24-hour period?
Yeah, that's possible, but normally we've got a lot of friends around that if something does happen, they seem to pull through, just like this problem we had last night. I didn't have any motor to put in the car for today, and Pee Wee Knight had a motor that, well, Paul Berry had a motor that he was putting together for Pee Wee Knight, his spare motor, and he told me last night, he says, why don't you come over in the morning and pick the motor up and we can put it in. So usually there's plenty of help around. If something does happen, we usually can get the car at both tracks, both nights.
Pee Wee Knight is a very close friend of yours, and you're running his motor tonight. How do you drive? Do you drive differently tonight? Have you driven differently in the heat? Do you put the foot in it as much as you might with your own equipment?
Well, I give Pee Wee a little break in the heat. I told him when I came in I wanted to put a couple rubber mats on his car. It looks so clean out there. But no, I did back out of it a little bit and let him pull in so he could qualify as well as I did.
But what about his motor itself? Do you have concerns that could come apart and you're the one with it in your car when it's supposed to be his motor?
Yeah, I do. That really bothers me. I would hate to tear the motor apart, but Paul said not to worry about it. He said put it in. He says it should run fine for you. So I have faith in that.
1992 has not exactly been a replay for you of 1991 as far as what one would call racing luck. We've watched you out here a number of weeks in a row where nothing seems to go your way. If there's an accident, it happens on your shoulders and you end up a victim of the circumstances about every time, and yet we're pouring through the point pages and we look and you're running second. What can you attribute that to?
Well, I attribute that to my crew. If you keep an eye on me when I do get into a mess, you'll see fenders falling off the car, you'll see a couple flat tires. When I go into that pit area, I have complete confidence in my crew. They do a heck of a job week after week after week. and they get the car as close as possible for me to come back out and to try to run as good as I can. And consistency has been a real key to it. The crew is a big part of that.
Are you after a championship title? You finished second in the point standings last year behind Larry Gelinas. You're running exactly at that same spot behind Larry again currently. Is it a goal for you and the team, your family, to win the championship, or is winning races the goal as it is with so many other people?
Well, we'd like to win a championship. We've never done that before. We've always finished in the top 10. Most of the time we've been on at the tracks. We like to win races. That's our major goal, to run just as hard as we can and get to the front as soon as possible. And you know, if a championship's there, it's going to be there at the end of the year. If we continue doing that week after week after week, hopefully there'll be enough points at the end of the year so we'll have the championship.
Maybe on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, how important is a championship title, I guess, to you personally, with the exception of the team and everybody else? Just what does it mean to Dave Fecteau?
Well, a championship does rate, you know, a 10, as far as I'm concerned. I think that would make quite a change in my career. I would hope. Maybe move up a class, get some better sponsors. I'm not saying my sponsors that I've got now aren't great, because they are. They help me out a lot. Without them, I wouldn't be able to be out here. But if I could get some more sponsors, it would be a lot better.
You sit here, you're a very calm, cool, collected guy. How does somebody like you get into this sport? And you just don't seem to have maybe that aggressive instinct that so many drivers display, and that unbound enthusiasm to get behind the wheel every time. Is this just Dave Fecteau on the side?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I'm a little different behind the wheel, I think. But it's just something in the blood, you know. It gets in your blood, and you keep saying year after year, well, maybe I'll take next year off. And spring comes around, and first thing you know, you find yourself out in the garage getting the car ready to go to the track. So it's something that my family enjoys. You know, if they weren't behind me, I wouldn't be out here.
And you talk about the family being behind you. Your fans are behind you, and you've got a real big following of fans at this Speedway and at the other Speedways you've traveled through. You're one of those people that picks up people, and a likable type of person, I guess. You're doing something now that only a few other teams have ever attempted before and are starting to get into, and that's a fan club. Yeah,
we've started the fan club up. It seems to be taking off fairly well. People are really interested in getting involved in it. We're doing something that I don't think really has been announced yet. If I do happen to pick up a feature win, what I plan on doing is drawing one of my fans' members' name out of the hat. As long as they're present, they're going to receive the flag and the trophy. So that's something I think people would really enjoy.
How does somebody go about joining the Dave Fecteau fan club?
Well, we've got flyers around. If they're not around, they will be around at the different booths. My wife usually sits down here on the one turn. There's plenty of 78 t-shirts up there. It's pretty easy to find. You could just see her, and she could give you the information on how to join it.
You're usually on the track after the show as well.
Yeah, we usually try to get out here after the track, after the race, on the track at the end of the night, most every night, unless something happens or I have to go to work. Sometimes I have to go to work right after the race, so I can't make it out here.
That must make for a long night. And you said you draw somebody's name out of the hat, and that forced me to look up and check out your hat, and I see that you're wearing one of Pee Wee Knight's team hats instead of your own. Now, is this a setup job on his part?
Yeah, I was on my way out here, and he grabbed my hat and stuffed this one on. He says, you better be wearing this when you go out there. So we got it on.
Well, that shows the camaraderie behind the wall, and we wish you well, and we're glad to see that you're hanging in there in second points, and wish you a good run for the money for first. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a nice round of applause, and wish him well tonight, Dave Fecteau, the driver of number 78. Thank you, Dave.
We have the all clear from assistant starter Junior Niles. Ladies and gentlemen, on the count of three, would you help me? 1, 2, 3. Gentlemen, start your engines. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as the cars approach turn 4 in the front stretch, let's give them a nice send-off tonight. Let these drivers know that you send them off with your best wishes. A nice wave-off, please. All clear from atop the flag stand at Flagman Eddie Walsh. Pace car will make its way onto the infield pit road. Tim Land, very bad. Bring the field to turn 4. Green is out. Tim Land with the advantage from the inside. Here comes Bobby Libby up, trying to mount a challenge for that second place position. Battle is for second. Barry Babb to the outside. Bobby Libby to the inside. Tim Land at the point. Tim Land, fresh from that strong qualifying heat run, shows the way. Bobby Libby up to position number 2. The Babb brothers go at it for position number 3. Bobby Babb to the inside. Brother Barry Babb to the outside. They battle wheel to wheel at position 3. Gary Pulsifer rounds out the top 5. This next time around. High Point man at the back of the pack. Keep your eyes on the 91, Bobby Randall. The 33, your High Point man, Mike Johnson. Mike Mayetta on the move. Tim Land turning the track in 15.7 seconds. Bobby Libby right at the back bumper of race leader Tim Land. Barry Babb continues to work in that outside groove, trying not to slip back as he now is in a battle for the 4th place position. Tim Land still turning the track in the 15.7 range. Bobby Libby with all kinds of pressure right at the back bumper of race leader Tim Land. Spin between turns 3 and 4. Joe Bowser turned about along with Bobby Randall, slides it up against the retaining wall. That will bring out the caution flag. Randall able to drive away what could have been disaster. Got the car slowed and just slid up against the barrier. Bowser on the backstretch. Thought he was headed to pit road, but no. So evidently no serious damage. We had one car on a pit road in a tie in 10th, Barry Babb and Bob Libby. But right now, Flagman Eddie Walsh says we are ready to restart. 7 laps down, pace car makes its way on a pit road. Ready to go at turn 4. Green is out. Tim Land once again with the advantage from the inside. Bobby Libby on the outside. Bobby Babb to the inside. Side-by-side battle from position 2 right on back. Bobby Libby put puts a fender ahead at turn 3, trying to take over the runner-up position. Down into turn 1, Libby almost squeezes by at turn 2. He has the second spot. Gary Pulsiva gets it up high out of turn 4, has to back right out of it and loses a lot of ground. Bobby Libby reining in race leader Tim Land. Going to get a watch on Bobby Libby this next time around, as the 34 appears to be very quick tonight. Bobby Libby turning the track at 15.71. All kinds of pressure as he tries to get beneath the 16 of Tim Land. No room that time. Will try out of turn 4. Land shuts the door as he wants that inside groove. But on the move now on the outside, Mike Mayetta Sr. in the number 13. Problems on the Craig Strout number 7 as he heads for pit road. Mike Mayetta solidly up into third now. Also on the move, the 44 Pete Rondo and the 35 Paul Johnson. Working lap number 15. All the top 3 cars turning just about identical time. That is, of course, unofficial. Mike Mayetta reins in the 34 now. Going to make a bid to the outside of Bobby Libby. Mayetta draws it even, puts a fender ahead on the backstretch. Also on the move now, Mike Johnson. He is right at Pete Rondo's back bumper. Mayetta up into second now. Will try to find a way to challenge race leader Tim Land. Side-by-side battle, 4th and 5th. Bobby Libby, Pete Rondo side by side. Barry Babb and Mike Johnson. Now the leader comes up on a slow car. Will have to find a way around the 18 of Carl Lattamy. Tim Land has to go way wide, and all the 3 leaders make it by. Mike Mayetta continues to pressure Tim Land, trying to draw it even. He's able to get right up to the back bumper, but has thus far been unable to draw it up to the outside. Now at turn 3, he puts a fender to the outside of the number 16, but is unable to draw it even. Tight competition right back through the field as they continue to go at it side by side. Now Mike Mayetta draws it even down the front stretch. They go into turn 1 side by side. Mayetta puts a fender ahead. On the backstretch, new leader Mike Mayetta. Working lap number 24, your new leader Mike Mayetta Sr. in the 13. Bobby Libby now draws it up to the outside of Tim Land. He's going to try to make it around just as Mayetta did. Bobby Libby takes over that runner-up spot. Bobby Libby right up to pressure at the back end of the 13th. Two-car race at the front. Tim Land by himself in position 3, and then it is put a blanket over the rest of the field. Bobby Libby holds down position 4. Barry Babb in position 5. Then a side-by-side battle, Andy Lude and Pete Rondo side-by-side for 6. Joe Bowser, Gary Johnson, Mike Johnson, Paul Johnson, right back through. Bumper to bumper and wheel to wheel from position 4 right on back. Bobby Libby draws it up to the outside, draws it even now. Mayetta to the inside, Bobby Libby outside, wheel to wheel on the backstretch. Working in lap number 30. Out of turn 4, Bobby Libby to the front as he squeezes the number 34 to the outside. New leader in lap 31, Bobby Libby in the 34. Fantastic run by Bobby Libby. Flagman indicates just 2 to go next time by. Tremendous run by Bobby Libby in the Forest City Chevrolet number 34. White flag out. Bobby Libby with 1 to go. Mike Mayetta, Tim Land, Bobby Babb, and Andy Lude, your top 5. Looking for his first feature win of the season. Checkered flag is down for Bobby Libby. Tremendous run tonight for the number 34 as he overtakes defending champ Mike Mayetta Sr. to capture his first feature event of the 92 season. Hear it. Bobby Libby just reached down and gathered up a little more and certainly did it for his sponsor here tonight. He will parade the colors and be back in victory lane in just a few moments. Tremendous effort by Bobby Libby tonight. Just the 3rd time out for the all-new number 34. Bobby Libby returns the colors now to flagman Eddie Walsh, and in just a few moments, he will be out of the number 34. And we'll have a chance to hear from tonight's feature winner.
Welcome him into victory lane as he dismounts. A driver that has been searching for his first win this year with a brand new car. They brought out his Bobby Libby. This is the kind of race that people dream about. Bobby Libby, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Andy. It was certainly a dream I had, especially with these guys here. Had to do it.
This is your sponsor that's here tonight. I mean, you couldn't have planned this one any better. But for a while, you ran behind Timmy Land, and Mike Mayetta went by both of you like he was the dominant car of the night, but you came out from no place. What happened?
This guy was here a couple weeks ago, and he kind of was out here in warm-ups, and he kind of parked it in the front stretch wall. And I guess I was a little timid to know if I had the whole car or not. We ended up changing a part just before we came out. We had no idea what we had for a car tonight. We weren't going at all good in the heat. And we changed the part according to Steve Levitt, and he says, give it a try. We bolted it on, and here we are.
You switched cars, and the plan was not to be running this brand new car in 1992. You were going to stick with the other one. You mentioned this guy. Things happened in warm-ups, and you ended up in the wall, and the car got wrecked, and you brought out a car you weren't planning on.
Yeah, that's pretty basically what we did. We boys were pretty discouraged with the old car, and I guess it was time for something new. We had it, and had to bring it out. And between my father, Dad, and David Hall and Forest City Chevrolet putting us where we are today, we would be nowhere, and they've been a tremendous support.
At what point, when you're running behind Mike Maeder, at what point did something in your mind say, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to hang it all out, and I'm going to take this win?
When you race with Mike Maeder as long as I have, you get to realize that you can trust the guy for all he's worth. And I'd run with him all night long in the second groove and not worry. And that's just exactly what happened tonight. He just pulled up there, I knew he was safe, and just went for it.
It's the recent fun.
Thank you very much.
I don't need to introduce you to Bill Shackford from Forest City Chevrolet, but we'll let the rest of the folks know. Bill?
This was a perfect night for Big Bob to win. This was not fixed. He earned every single lap of this race. We're just real proud to be part of this class, and Bobby just an excellent job out there running tonight. Great strong car, great fans tonight, perfect weather. Couldn't ask for more.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate your help.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Bobby Libby.
Alan Burby in the 50. Hans Meyer in the number 2. Keith Lovejoy in the 03. The 17 and Jim Burt. Ken McLeod in the 0. Tim Gendron in the number 12. The 67 and Larry Vose. Billy Thompson in the number 6. Dennis Quinn in the 06. Mike Field in the 88. Kurt Bean in the number 42. Pee Wee Knight in the 111. Dave Langless in the 93. The 7 and Steve Berry. 61 is Gordon Nelson. 86 Rob Herrick. Bob Doak in the 33. Danny Bubar in number 24. Dave Fecto in the 78. Larry Gelinas in the 37. And Dennis Hall in the 94. At turn 4, green is out. Jeff Severance with the advantage from the inside. Robert Bodwell to the outside. Here comes Ron Smith trying to mount a challenge for that second place position. Bodwell trying to get up and challenge race leader Jeff Severance. They go at it wheel to wheel at turn 3, coming to turn 4. Continues to be Severance with a slight advantage. Bodwell trying to draw it even. He does down into turn 1. Robert Bodwell on the move. Puts a fender ahead on the backstretch. New leader, Robert Bodwell. Now the battle is for second. Ryan Shepard on the move as he works to the outside of Severance. Ryan Shepard up to position 2. Then Jeff Severance, Ron Smith. Wayne Poland now in a battle with Wayne Whitten. Bodwell sideways out of turn 4, does a nice job of holding that together. Tangle right into turn 1. Fecto hard into the sandbanking. That will require the caution flag as Dave Fecto, unable to refire the 78, hung up on the sandbanking, and we are under caution. Gonna call that car the fan-sponsored car. So if you're a fan and you'd like to get involved in one of the cars, talk to Steve Berry in that number 7, because he said what I'd like to have is a fan-sponsored car. Tell you more about that later. Right now, we're ready to get back to green flag racing at turn 4. Green is out. Robert Bodwell jumps into a quick lead. Bodwell with the advantage on the backstretch. Then comes Ryan Shepard. On the move, Ron Smith on the outside in the number 49. Ryan Shepard, the rookie, behind the wheel of the number 34, takes a look to the outside of Robert Bodwell. Shepard tries to draw it even. He does down into turn number 1. Bodwell continues to show the way, but a slight advantage over the rookie in the number 34. That's Ryan Shepard. Ron Smith sits in 3rd place in the number 49. Then comes Severance. Severance gets together with Wayne Poland. That will sandwich several cars in the turn 1 and 2 area and bring out the caution flag once again. Yeah, we should be ready to get back to green flag racing. Pace car makes its way on the infield pit road. Botwell, Ryan Shepard bring the field to turn 4. Green is out. Botwell with the advantage from the inside. Ron Smith up to challenge Shepard now for the second spot. Shepard once again on the move on the outside. Will try to get up and challenge race leader Botwell. This time, Ron Smith slides the 49 up into second place. Will try to mount a challenge to Robert Brodwell in that number 56. Smith elects to stay to the inside. That leaves the outside through for Ryan Shepard once again. John Maycomber takes the 96 on the pit road, and we have a car off over the top of turns 3 and 4. Larry Gelinas, current point leader. And he will have a lot of ground to make up tonight. Flagman indicates it will be the halfway point this time by. Ryan Shepard gradually working himself up to a challenging position. Also on the move on the outside, heat winner Hans Meyer in the number 2. As he, along with Kent McLeod, have worked their way up the outside now to break into that top 5. Working lap number 19. Robert Boswell continues to show the way. Ryan Shepard continues his effort to get up and challenge the race leader and get up about halfway beside the number 56 and is unable to draw it even. side-by-side, bumper-to-bumper, wheel-to-wheel racing from position 2 right on back. Shepherd continues to press to the outside, but is unable to draw up alongside race leader Robert Bodwell. Ron Smith continues to occupy position number 3, actually boxed in, with Ryan Shepherd to his outside, Robert Bodwell in front of him. Ken McLeod in the number 30 takes a look to the outside, contemplating perhaps a third groove effort to find a way around the 34. Once again, Ken McLeod right out of the third groove. He seems to be set on. Giving it an effort if he can get room enough to the outside of the number 34. Laps winding down. Flagman Eddie Walsh indicates just 5 laps to go. Tight competition as the cars are stacked right up in a column of 2s. Robert Bodwell doing a nice job in the number 56 as he has withstood all kinds of pressure with an entire pack at the back bumper, but no one yet able to make an advance on the outside. Blackman indicates it will be just 2 to go this time by, trying to get the lap cars to move over. Robert Bodwell with a fine run will now have to contend with lap cars. First the 08, that could change things just a bit. He makes his way to the outside of Al Meserve. White flag is out. Tight squeeze as drivers are required to get out in that third groove as they work around lap cars. Robert Bodwell will capture his first main event over Ryan Shepherd, Ken McLeod, Ron Smith. Hard crash right here. Wayne Whitten hard into the front stretch wall. That will require a red flag. Safety man indicates the driver is unbuckling after a hard hit. We will give you word from the safety men in just a minute. Wayne Whitten out of the car, miraculously unhurt after that hard crash. Uninjured apparently in that hard crash into the front stretch wall. Front end of the car just about destroyed, but fortunately apparently no serious injury to the driver. The medical team will check out the driver just as a precautionary measure, but you saw him unbuckle and climb out of the car. That is certainly a credit to the construction of these race cars. And back to the victory lane area in just a moment as Robert Bodwell has returned the colors to Flagman Eddie Walsh. His first win of the 1992 season and just a tremendous effort. Sportsman ranks. And as he prepares to exit his number 56, we will go trackside now to Andy Cusack. Andy?
Thank you, Bruce. It's a heck of a way for Robert Bodwell to pick up his first win of the season. And he had some traffic to contend with, and we should tell you too that medics have radioed in and told us they have taken Gary Clough to the pit area, but he is fine. The sweat is just rolling off you, Robert. This is the new winner on Scarborough. Okay. Now Steve Barry and his award was it was easy. Was it easy for you?
Well, no, I got kind of tight there. I see that blue Camaro right on the outside of me. I figured he was going to be there the whole race, and he did good. Seemed like a pretty clean race throughout the whole thing.
Is this your first career win?
Main feature. Yeah.
I thought it was. We congratulate you on that. And man, you coming into the end of it, some lap traffic to deal with, you get everybody breathing down your neck. Did you think you were going to be able to hold it off?
Well, I see them lap cars coming out, and I figured I'd best get to the outside of them and try to get around them quick as I could, because they're right on my tail.
And it's a credit certainly to the gentlemen that were riding behind you, because they were good enough to give you the break to work outside too.
Yeah.
Bill Shackford is here from Forest City Chevrolet, and a trophy that will inevitably be one of the most proudest moments, your first win.
Congratulations, great job out there. Tough night, tough track, tough fields, good job.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, his first win in the Limited Sportsman Division, Robert Boswell. Bruce Albert, back to you.
This time, Blackman has shown the drivers the clinched green flag. Lights are out atop the pace car. We should be ready for a start out of turn number 4. Inside pole position, Jimmy Emerson in the subway number 2 to his outside, the 69 and Tim Maloney bring the field to turn 4. Green is out. Jim Emerson shows the way right from the point. Willie Elliott up to challenge Tim Maloney in the second spot. Danny Palmer looks for racing room beneath the number 69. Jimmy Emerson continues to show the way. It's Willie Elliott in the second spot. Then comes Danny Palmer, Dave Bath, side-by-side battle position 5. Gary Clough in the 0, Tim Maloney in the 69. Willie Elliott now with a strong charge to the outside, trying to find a way out and around the number 2 of Jim Emerson. Unable to do it. Slides back in a sec, comes together with Danny Palmer. Palmer right up the inside. Gonna challenge Elliott for the second spot. Now Palmer and Elliott go at it wheel to wheel. Jimmy Emerson begins to open it up just a little bit as Palmer and Elliott go at it side by side for the runner-up spot. Dave Bath sitting in 4th position, just waiting for either Palmer or Elliott to advance. Keep your eyes on the number 7, also the 07. 7 is on a roll. The 07 with 2 feature wins here at the Speedway. Also the 14 of Chris Rule, a 2-time winner here in this division, on the move on the outside as he works up, trying to find a way into the top 5. Up to challenge Gary Clough now, along with Bubba Pelt. Side-by-side battle continues for that 5th position. Gary Clough to the inside, Chris Wood to the outside. Willie Elliott up now on the inside as he tries to advance beneath the 93 of Palmer, and he's able to. Dave Bath also gets beneath the 93. Advantage on the inside groove. Gary Clough up now beneath the 93. Now Danny Palmer gets the car back down on the rail, but not before it costs him 2 positions. Side-by-side battle at position number 4. Danny Palmer now and Chris Rule go at it side by side. Palmer and Rule continue wheel to wheel. This time, Chris Rule with the advantage from the outside takes over position number 4. Meanwhile, back up front, Willie Elliott right at the back bumper of the number 2 in Jimmy Emerson. Some of the hot shoes on the move. Bubba Pelton in the 27. Kevin Durgan in the number 7. Doug Shores in the 07. All on the move on the outside. Spin on the back of turn number 4 as Ron Cosentino gets turned about, gets it back underway, and we continue under green. Leaders coming up on some slower cars now. Jimmy Emerson will have to deal with the number 40 in Jeff Salibi. Willie Elliott continues to pressure right at the back bumper of the number 40. Emerson and Elliott both slide out and around the number 40. Willie Elliott now tries to get beneath the number 2. No room. Something happens on the 08 and he is out over the top of turns number 3 and 4. Coming up to the halfway point indicates starter. Right front tire flat on the 08. Tough break for Willie Elliott. He's going to stay out in hopes of a caution. Jimmy Emerson with a little bit of additional daylight, but now he has Chris Rule in the runner-up position. Dave Bath in third. Bubba Pelton in fourth place. In fifth place now, Kevin Durgan. Tire on the number 19, apparently. Number 9 come together. That will require the caution flag. Russ Johnson in the number 19. Get the 9 on the pit road. Spike Manitow tied in fourth. Steve Howard fifth. Gary Clough sixth. Richard Pelton seventh. Dave Bath eighth. Then comes Dave Sprague, Andy Power, Ed Strong. Ready to restart at turn 4. Emerson and Rule. Green is out. Jimmy Emerson on the inside. Chris Rule to the outside. Emerson able to hold off hard charging Chris Rule. Cars out of the pit area. Russ Johnson and Phil Weeks. Jimmy Emerson. Outstanding job of holding off hard charging Chris Rule. On the move, Doug Shores in the 07. Doug Shores, keep your eyes on the 07 as he is up now to challenge Chris Rule for the runner-up position. Shores has been impressive in the Ford Thunderbird. 2 feature wins thus far in this 92 season. He is on a charge to the front. Wheel to wheel now with the 14 and Chris Rule. Looking to the outside of race leader Jim Emerson. Cars sideways out of turn 4. Into the wall, Dave Bath. That will require the red flag. Give your word on the condition of Dave Bath in just a moment. Officials indicate that Dave Bath is conscious, and they are talking to him. Obviously a hard hit into the retaining wall. We will give you reports just as we have them from the medical team. Word is that Dave Bath is conscious in the car, and the officials are assisting him with the safety equipment. Dave Bath now climbing out of his number 5, and miraculous that the young man is apparently not. Obviously stunned, but he is walking to the ambulance, and I think more concerned with the car than himself. And a tough competitor and a fine car, and just an unfortunate thing here tonight that some heavy damage to the number 5 and the medical team obviously wanting to check over Dave Bath, but able to walk to the ambulance, and that is obviously a good sign. All clear as the drivers work down the backstretch to turn 3. At turn 4, green is out. Jimmy Emerson from the point with the advantage. Problems on the 69. As he is off the pace, Doug Shores now down into turn 3 with the advantage. Working lap number 33, the new leader, Doug Shores in the 07. watch on the 07 as he begins to put distance on Jim Emerson in the runner-up position. Doug Shores turning the track in approximately 16.6 seconds. Good time for a super sportsman. Gradually putting distance on the rest of the field. Jim Emerson sits in second place now. Bubba Pelton is third, Gary Clough fourth, and David Sprague rounds out the top five. Just 10 laps to go next time by. Bubba Pelton closing it up on the number 2 of Jim Emerson. Whether he can get it and make it. It takes a look to the outside of the number 2 now as they go down to turn 3. Drops back in behind Jim Emerson. Takes a look to the outside again. So race shaping up for that second spot as Pelton begins to pressure Jim Emerson for the runner-up position. Flagman indicates just 5 laps to go now. Also back in the pack trying to make up a lot of ground. Chris Will in the 14. Kevin Durgan in the number 7 as they desperately try to get up into that top 5. Bubba Pelton continues to pressure the back of the number 2. Challenge for that 6th place position as he works to the outside of Phil Weeks in the number 9. Flagman indicates just 2 to go. It will be 48 down and 2 to go for race leader Doug Shores. Jim Emerson, Bubba Pelton, Gary Clough, Dave Sprague, Steve Howard right up knocking on the door of that top 5. Sorry, holding down that 5th place position. White flag is out, 1 lap to go. Belden pulls out now, going to make a bid for that 2nd position. Out of turn 4, checkered flag down for Doug Shores, Jimmy Emerson, Richard Bubba Pelton, Gary Clough, and Dave Sprague, the top 5. Forest City Chevrolet Super Sportsman Series 50-lapper to Doug Shores, his 3rd feature win of the 1992 season. From flagman Eddie Walsh, Doug Shores will parade the colors and be back in victory lane. We'll have a chance to hear from the young man from Falmouth, Maine, as he captures win number 3, winningest driver in this Super Sportsman division. Coasting back to the victory lane area. Doug Shows will return the colors to flagman Eddie Walsh.
Doug, congratulations.
Can't say enough about the crew. They worked on it hard this week. They've got the car going really great early today. We were out to lunch. They worked on it ever since we got here. And it's going good. I'd like to thank all my sponsors, Keniston's and G&R Automotive and Edge Batteries, and anyone who's interested in liking to see a Ford go. We could always use some extra money because we're on a low budget. We're still running our last year's motor. We haven't even got a new motor in it yet. So hoping that it will stay together until the new one arrives.
It looked tonight, once you got out there, that it was just easy street for you. Once you get up to third or fourth position, it was pretty clear to any of us watching that it was pretty much going to be a simple task for the 07 once he had the right move. Did it feel that way to you?
Well, early in the race it felt good. It was just blocked in traffic a good part of the time, but wherever I wanted to go, I didn't seem to have a problem putting it there. And then when the yellow came out, I didn't know what was going to take place, but it all worked out for the best, I guess.
Well, you drove a good, clean race. We congratulate you on win number 3. You ask about people sponsoring you, that would like to see a Ford do better. I don't think he really minds that a Ford won. It never seems to fail when Forest City is here. A Ford somewhere picks up a win, and Butch Buzzell did it last year, and you've done it tonight. But these guys are great sports, and you've got the Chevrolet Forest City sticker on there anyway. Bill Ship.
That's okay, Doug. At least it was a nice, clean race. They did a great job out there, and it doesn't really matter. Glad you won. Congratulations. Super job.
Well, I guess your car won the big race, so we'll take the second one.
We congratulate you again, Doug. Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Shores.
Ready to roll out of turn number 4, the Wildcats. Once again, we'd like to remind all of you, if you'd like to stay around for a bit after the races are over, as soon as everything is cleared, the main gate will be opened up. Some of the competitors do bring their cars right out here on the front stretch, so if you'd like to stay around for a bit, you're certainly welcome to do that. Go out on the track and look some of the cars over, perhaps talk with some of the drivers. Pace car just barely makes it onto the infield pit road. Green is out, and with a big lead, the 28, all by himself. Cars bouncing, tangling, bouncing off each other in turn number 1. The race leader, Skip Butler, in the 28, all by himself. Now, I don't know whether that's going to go or not. Scramble in turn number 4. It's a cut road. Caution flag is out. Well, we told you it'd be a little bit different with the Wildcats. 3 wide, 4 wide, sometimes 5 wide. They do it different in the Wildcats. Skip Butler and Bruce Johnson, and it's green. Some see it, some don't. Skip Butler right back in the lead. Three wide, 4 wide, sideways. Somehow they make it. Leader. That is John Usher in the number 24 up to second place position. Steve Clough in the number 63 in third place. Then comes the 17 of Willie Bunnell. Race leader continues to be the 28 Skip Butler. Butler to the outside. Usher to the inside. They continue 1 and 2. The 63, Steve Cluck, brother, in 3rd place. And Willie Bunnell in 4th. Spin and turn number 4. I believe that's the 88. Bud Moore. He gets the car back underway. No, it stalls again. Now it starts again. Oh, spin in the 4-turn. The 03. That's Ray Leach Jr. getting turned about. He gets the car back underway. It's just not his night as he gets turned in the 4-turn. Then he gets turned again. Coming down the front stretch. Tangle in turn 4. They all get going again. '64 is going to take the low road. No, I guess he's going to park it. He thought he was taking a shortcut. We're at the halfway point. '24, '63, and '17. Your top 3 unofficially. John Usher, Steve Cluck, 17 Willie Bunnell. Your leader, that is John Usher. John Usher crossing the stripe, your leader, the 63 and the 17, unofficially the top 3. Continues to be the race leader. That's John Usher, followed by the 63 Steve Clough and the 17 Willie Bunnell, unofficially the top 3. Right here on the front stretch, down into turn 1. Then comes the 17 and the 63. 911 Scott Dumont gets it turned about right at the exit of the infield pit road. Flagman indicates just 2 to go. Race leader crossing the stripe. That's the number 24, John Usher. 17, unofficially a second place competitor, Willie Bunnell. And 63, Steve Clough. In now a spin. Second place competitor gets turned about. They are under the white flag now, 1 lap to go. Check it flag down for the number 24 as he gets hooked up with a 63 and 63 unofficially across the line. Unofficially, Steve Clough in the 63 right at the line. Squeezed by the number 24, John Usher, so unofficially, tonight's Wildcat feature event goes to Steve Clough in the number 63. And he's down to collect the colors. Driver's a little uncertain as to who was across the line, but officially the 63, Steve Clough, grabs the Wildcat feature event, our last feature event of the evening. So that rounds out our race program for tonight. Once again, if you'd like to stay with us for a little while, some of the competitors will be bringing their cars right out front. If you are headed home, as always, we urge you to drive carefully. We're glad that you chose to spend your Saturday evening here at one of the premier short tracks in the Northeast, the Beech Motor Speedway. Hope that you'll make it a habit to be back with us each and every Saturday night. And remember, next Saturday night, the American Canadian Tour rolls into town. So for all of us here at Beech Motor Speedway, we bid you a good evening.